We live in a world filled with noise, and yet what we truly need is clarity grounded in truth. And welcome to Listening Heart, folks. For those who are regular listeners, welcome back. And you will notice that we have changed the title from Speaking from the Heart to The Listening Heart. We have done this because we listen to the Spirit that dwells within us, and it's not that we don't speak to the Spirit. We do that too through prayer. But when I thought about it, our focus is really about actively listening to the Spirit. It seems we have lots of noise in our world, from social media, newscasts, wars, rumors of wars, video interactions, emails, meetings, and much, much more. So let's take a deep breath and settle ourselves so that we can listen intently to the divine Spirit that guides us in wisdom and in truth. And for those who are new to our podcasts, welcome. I'm glad that you've been able to find us. I hope our conversations will inspire you to subscribe, like, and refer our podcast to a friend. And thank you for doing so. At its core, leadership is the integration of how we think, act, and live across business, work, and life. And from a scriptural and value-based perspective, spiritual leadership is the practice of leading from within, guided by faith, values, and a higher purpose. Today, we'll explore the topic of integrity in the workplace, living out gospel truth. And why does this matter so much right now? Well, in a world of constant communication, integrity is what gives our words meaning. Without integrity, communication becomes noise. With integrity, communication becomes influence, trust, and transformation. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, we are reminded, "Let your yes be yes, and your no be no." Now, this simple teaching carries profound meaning. It speaks to clarity, honesty, and consistency in how we communicate and live. And although Jesus was speaking about taking an oath, his message is clear. Speak honestly and with clarity. Integrity is not just about telling the truth, it's about living the truth. It's about alignment between what we believe, what we say, and what we do. And in the workplace, this alignment is often tested. Deadlines create pressure. Expectations create tension. And in those moments, communication can either reflect integrity or compromise it. Psalm 15 asks a powerful question. Lord, who may dwell in your sacred tent? And part of the answer is this: the one whose walk is blameless, who does what is righteous, and who speaks the truth from their heart. Notice that phrase, speaks the truth from their heart. This is not about perfection. It's about authenticity. It's about sincerity in how we communicate with others. Think about our daily interactions. How often do we say what is convenient instead of what is true? How often do we avoid difficult conversations to maintain comfort? And how often do we speak without truly listening? Integrity in communication begins with awareness. It asks us to pause and reflect before we speak. It invites us to consider not just what we are saying, but why we are saying it. And in the workplace, integrity shows up in small, consistent actions. It shows up when we give honest feedback with respect. It shows up when we admit mistakes instead of hiding them. And it shows up when we follow through on commitments. Consider a leader who promises support but fails to deliver, and over time, trust erodes. Now consider a leader who communicates clearly, follows through, and admits when they fall short. Trust grows, even in imperfect circumstances. Now, this is the power of integrity. It builds credibility over time, and credibility is the foundation of effective communication. In Ephesians chapter 4, the Apostle Paul reminds us to speak the truth in love. Now, this is a guiding principle for workplace communication. Truth without love can feel harsh. Love without truth can feel empty. But truth spoken in love creates connection and growth. Now let's talk about this in practical terms. In business, integrity means being transparent with clients. It means setting realistic expectations with teams. It means communicating clearly about what you can and cannot deliver. In work environments, integrity means addressing issues directly rather than avoiding them. It means listening to understand and not just to respond. It means valuing people over processes and unnecessary rules. In life, integrity means being consistent across all areas. It means the person you are at work is the same person as the person you are at home. It means your values guide your decisions, even when no one is watching. Let me share a simple story. A manager once faced a difficult situation. The project was behind schedule, and pressure was mounting. The issue was that he could make an easy choice and shift the blame or hide the issue. And instead, the manager chose integrity. She communicated openly with the team. She acknowledged the challenge, and she invited solutions. The result was not immediate success, but it was something more important. It was about trust and collaboration and renewed commitment. And this is what integrity does. It creates space for honest communication. And honest communication creates stronger relationships. Now let's reflect together. Where in your life or in mine are we being called to communicate with greater integrity? Is there a conversation we have been avoiding? Is there a truth you or I need to express with love and clarity? Now, this can be a bit tricky because sometimes we know something that has been shared with us in confidence. And when someone tells us something in confidence, it's because they trust us, not to share it with anyone else. Now you have knowledge you cannot share with others. It may prompt you to reflect, discern, or lead to a conflict in conscience. So what do you do? How do you deal with it? And how do you put this scenario in the context of integrity? Take a moment to consider these questions. And if you have a minute, let me know what we have come up with in the comments below, and how I do try to respond to all the comments that you make. Reflection leads to awareness, and awareness leads to change. So here is your gentle invitation to action today. This week, choose one area of your life where you will intentionally practice integrity in communication. It could be in a meeting, a conversation, or even a message that you send. Pause before you speak. Listen with intention, and align your words with your values. You may not get it perfect, but you will grow, and growth over time leads to transformation. Remember, integrity is not built in a single moment. It is built through consistent choices, and it is built through daily actions. And as you grow in integrity, your communication will become more powerful, not because you speak more, but because your words carry meaning. Let us turn to Scripture one more time. In Colossians, St. Paul encourages us with these words: "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord." Now, this includes how we communicate. Every word, every conversation, every interaction matters. When we approach communication with integrity, we reflect something greater than ourselves. We reflect truth, love, and purpose. And in doing so, we become leaders who influence, not just through words, but through example. So take a moment this week to reflect, pray, and realign with your heart. And if this conversation resonated with you, please subscribe, like, and refer to a friend. And thank you for doing so. I'm Richard Fontenay, signing off for now. Join me next week when our conversation turns to the joy of listening within. I hope you can join us. See you then. Bye now.